Good evening. Welcome to the November 6th SMMUSD School Board meeting. We're starting closed session, and there is a comment for closed session. So please come to the podium. If you could let us know your name, and if you have 3 minutes.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Oh, the microphone. Hello. Greetings. Welcome to Malibu. First off, there's no agenda posted outside the door here, so I was kind of confused of where you were at. The other thing too is I had to make it kind of official. As a candidate for state of California governor, I do support a separation of Santa Monica and Malibu Unified School District, and to each go their separate way. So I'll do whatever I can and encourage folk to pass legislation to allow that to happen and to promote Malibu separating from Santa Monica Unified School District, because I really don't see a good connection, and they're just two different worlds. And we have a lot of territory mileage between the two communities. So I hope you guys allow this to happen. And Malibu has already funded separation, so it's just a matter of saying okay, stroke of a pen. So if you don't do it, perhaps I'll have to. Thank you.
Could you just let us, just for the record, say your name?
Oh, my name's AnnestaciA.
Oh,
Thank you. Take care. I didn't say my name?
You did not.
Usually when I talk to the podium, I say Ann K. Just to keep it easy. So I go by Ann. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ann. So that is all we have for closed session public addressing. We'll go into closed session and be out in the open.
At the tone, 0 hours, 44 minutes, coordinated universal time.
Bing! Hello, greetings from Malibu City Hall. This is Ann Komarosk with the 444 4th Estate News. It might be in 4K, but I don't know, it takes a lot of storage up. So today they're having a school separation meeting between Santa Monica and Malibu Unified School District. And we spoke at public comment in support of it. So as a candidate for governor of California, obviously I see the benefit in having these two school districts separate. There's a lot of mileage between Santa Monica and Malibu, and perhaps it's best that they separate. But that's the news. So that started at 4:30. They did not have any posted agendas outside the door or outside the room. So there was no agenda. So they came in here because I was the only person making a public comment at 4:30 that I made on the closed session items. They had like at least 4 items on the closed session. And I was the only one in attendance, in the public, the press, who was here to witness that. And so they met here at 4:30, and then they adjourned. Actually, a little later than that. They were late. Was it 4:30? Yeah, I think. Don't quote me on it. I think they might have been late. We'll check on that. And then they moved over to the NPR room, where it's been reported that they will be having a meal. Unlike us. We could use a vending machine here at City Hall. So if anybody has any food out there, please bring me a snack. I could use one. So we'll get to the news. The weather here in the Malibu, I'll pick up a phone. The weather here is 63 degrees. And it's expected to be, it's expected to be clear. There's supposed to be a strong surf advisory Thursday and Friday, which is now. But we're not sure. Trying to manipulate my phone. And so that's going on. The other thing, too, catch your edition of the Malibu Times. It came out yesterday. We picked this up at City Hall. And we could read from the paper key stories here on, there's some controversy regarding the Pacific Palisades fire that perhaps it was allowed to continue because firefighters were called off, even though they were warning that, no, it's not a good idea, we should leave. So that's coming up. It's Malibu Times doing a good job reporting that. $55 million PCH project, also in the Malibu Times. So pick up your copy, and there you go, school separation. So read more about school separation and watch it via, if you go to Nextdoor, you'll see it, and on my Facebook page as well. So we're streaming this right now live. You can see it, and this is the way it looks in the room. We're not sure if we're going to continue streaming it through the break, but they say the city has it on, or the school board has it on YouTube. We'll come back with that link and post it on the Nextdoor or Facebook link there. So we'll come back with that because we're unable to do graphics. I'm by myself, so I can't do the graphics. So lighting is bad there. The other thing too that I wanted to kind of touch base, I know it's weird, but there's a lot of news. There's a lot of news out there about certain things, and what I want to do is, they say don't believe stuff on Facebook, but when you start getting multiple reports, you see that? When you start getting multiple reports of unusual activity in space, you got to pay attention. And so this one reports that a comet, something like that, some kind of item that looks like iron is out there, and it's leaving plasma and a back trail, lighting itself, and it's not ordinary. So this is what's happening in space. If you read that, this is not just one report, this is several reports out there of something going on. So not sure what's happening, but I would prepare in general. Just good to prepare. Have your generator ready to go. Have your car always have some, at least it's always nice to keep the car full of fuel in general. But don't worry about it, but just be aware that there are reports that something's going on in outer space. So I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. These are posted online from verifiable sources using U.S. telescopes, Hubble telescope, I think, in one case. So I think I'm going to cut the news short today, just because I wasn't really prepared for the remote. So we did one yesterday, and now we have to gear up for the actual meeting, which begins at 5:30. So at 5:30, they're going to come back into this room, and you'll be able to watch that via Zoom or possibly on the Santa Monica's YouTube channel, which we'll look up. So I will leave it at that. I want to thank you all for watching. This is AnnestaciA reporting for the 444 4th Estate News. Thank you.
We'll bring our open session to order. We'll do a roll call. We have John and Alicia on Zoom. John, are you with us?
They're both promoted, yes.
Did you say they're both promoted?
They're both, yeah.
John? Alicia?
Yes, I'm here.
Alicia? John? All right, we'll go through.
I see you on the screen. You mentioned you muted.
Okay. All right, well, we'll go through Lori, roll call.
Here.
Maria.
Here.
Richard.
Here.
Stacy.
Here. Angela, is that you? There you are.
I can't see you.
Here.
Haley.
Here.
And Ailish.
Here.
And John, are you with us? Oh, great. Okay, gotcha. All right, so roll call. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody stand.
Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. We do have a slight change for the consent calendar. There's a correction on consent item number I3XXI. There's a number change. It was originally 5122213. It is changed to 4923963. So if there's a motion to approve the agenda with that correction.
So moved.
Moved by Lori, seconded by Maria. Now we'll take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Ailish?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. So that's the approval of the agenda with that correction on the consent item. Yes.
There were so many names.
I know, yes, I know. We're all here. Approval of the minutes from October 23rd. Anybody have any questions? Maria moves. Lori seconds. Take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Ailish? Yes. Haley?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the commendations, recognitions. School site presentation from Webster Elementary School. Yay, Karina. So welcome, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Shelton, and distinguished cabinet. My name is Karina Diana, and I am honored to serve as the proud principal of Webster Elementary. This is my second year leading this incredible school community, one that continues to show resilience, creativity, and heart in every sense. And last year felt like truly something out of a movie script. But I'm filled with gratitude for how far we've come and excited to share how we've launched this year with renewed energy and purpose. We are now staffed with 4 instructional aides who also serve as campus monitors. This dual role has strengthened both classroom support and campus safety. And one of our new hires, Brianna Salas, is a proud SMMUSD graduate. From Grant to JAMS to Samo High, she's now giving back to the district that raised her. We've also launched our new Tech for Tomorrow program. This K-5 initiative revitalizes Webster's STEM and media literacy instruction, combining hands-on learning and engineering, robotics, 3D modeling, with lessons in digital storytelling, coding, and responsible tech use. Another highlight this fall has been the return to Best on the Beach, a student monthly recognition program celebrating Webster Way character traits. For September, we focused on perseverance, honoring students who showed grit and determination. And families are secretly invited to this assembly, which makes the moment that their child's name called just truly magical. And our student leadership team of 4th and 5th graders also relaunched this year, taking charge of events like Boograms. A big thank you to Mr. K and Ms. Johnson for mentoring our young leaders and helping them build teamwork and service skills. And speaking of leadership, one of my favorite moments this fall was welcoming Gigi, principal for the day. A perfect reminder that leadership starts young at Webster. This year, our theme, our school-wide theme, is Dare, Do, Discover. Dare invites students to ask big questions and imagine new possibilities. Do reminds them to take action, to try, to create, to solve problems with courage and collaboration. And Discover is about reflecting and improving, noticing when something isn't working for everyone, and finding ways to make it better. And through this theme, we're strengthening our focus on project-based learning, a transformative approach where students learn by doing. And I shared with the staff at the kickoff that they are the lightning bolt behind this rocket, the energy that powers our launch. So what does, I'm gonna skip forward. There you go. So as we move into year one of PBL implementation, I'm proud of our teachers' enthusiasm and commitment, but PBL has always been a part of Webster's instructional identity. But this year we're formalizing it and deepening our practice through our partnership with Devon Smith and our Ed Services team. Teachers are refining existing projects, developing new ones that they're passionate about, that connect learning to the real world. And we've already completed our planning workshop, and the project support and teacher reflection sessions will follow later this year. A few highlights: a Mars mission simulation, where students were going to design sustainable life systems for space, a food truck economics project that blends math, design, and marketing, a California endangered species campaign, a student news team, where students research and report on local and global issues that matter to them, and our Botswana School Project, which supports Webster students with peers abroad to study endangered wildlife and global citizenship. Now, to lay this foundation, our Webster kindergarten and first grade students have embarked on a mission to protect endangered sea animals and monarch butterflies. And these early explorations will culminate in a student-led showcase on November 20th, where our youngest whales will proudly share their discoveries, their projects, and their voices. And we'd love to invite all of you to be there on that day to see this come to life in action. Oh, I apologize, need to go back. Our school site implementation plan, or SIP, centers on empowering students to engage in structured collaborative conversations that align with the standards for mathematical practice. Specifically, our Cycle 1 goal is to increase student engagement by 15% on non-permanent vertical surfaces, or what we call Building Thinking Classroom, BTC tasks. Now, this focus came directly from our data. Our satellite data revealed a 13% decrease in the percentage of students meeting or exceeding standards on the CASP math assessment, and our MAP data showed a 12% decline in students scoring at or above grade level on the fall 2025 STAR Math Renaissance assessment. But in response, our teachers are diving into BTC strategies. And this is where students think, collaborate, and talk at boards instead of passively sitting at desks. This approach is transforming how math feels for our students. And even our staff, as you can see in the pictures, are modeling this during professional development. They're working on BTC tasks together so that they can experience the same sense of collaboration and discovery that we want for our students. Now, we've organized the Cycle 1 work into 5 interconnected lenses. If you start at student success indicators, students are asking to work on the boards, and they're genuinely disappointed when they don't get the opportunity to work at the boards. They're showing persistence, curiosity, and confidence as mathematical thinkers. And if you look at staff practices, teachers are starting with low floor, high ceiling tasks to build comfort with BTC. Every session ends with a quick gallery walk where students and teachers discuss strategies, and this process is helping students see multiple ways of solving a problem and develop ownership over their own learning. In terms of school supports, through school leadership team funds, we were able to purchase a class set of white books and both of those BTC texts that you see on the screen. The orange book is the philosophy behind the work, and the green book is practical classroom applications or tasks. And staff are currently engaged in a book study right now of chapters 1 through 3 of the orange text. We're fortunate to have Amy Stark, a BTC trained teacher on staff, who's leading peer professional development and helping scale this work school-wide. And tonight, right after this meeting, I'm going to be heading to the CMC South Mathematics Conference with a small team. And this conference is an incredible space for educators to learn about math equity, innovation, and curriculum alignment. And we're going to bring that learning straight back to Webster. And the early results are incredibly promising. Most classrooms are already on track to meet or exceed their Cycle 1 goal in increasing student engagement. And as we move into Cycle 2 this month, We're going to continue focusing on Math Practice 1, but we're going to apply now the BTC strategies to curricular tasks. Of course, the best measure of our progress comes directly from our students. So we've been intentional about gathering street data, authentic moments of student voice that reveal how they're experiencing this learning in real time. And we've always listened to our students, but now we're taking it a step further. We're intentionally analyzing their feedback to guide next steps. So in this short video, you're going to hear from students in grades K through 4, including a multilingual learner, sharing how math feels. Let's take a look.
All right, Miles, so tell us how math is going this year at Webster. What would you like to share about it?
Well, it's changed to BTC, which like we have been collaborating with our partners. We just like have it like to work together. And like the teams, it makes like teams. It can also make our brains grow stronger. It's like Webster gives us like the brains that we need and doesn't make us have to do like stuff that's gonna make our brain down. Doesn't give us the bad brains, it gives us the good brains.
All right, Sienna, so tell us about math at Webster this year.
Well, this year we're doing kind of different things on boards and having each other's like partners and kind of like helping out. And we're doing each other's ideas. It's not just like an individual activity, like just saying, okay, well, this is this answer. You can just get creative with your partner and do what their idea and they do your idea. And I think it's really fun.
Is there anything that you have really, really liked about it besides the collaboration?
Well, I like how kind of like the teachers like you get creative and you can actually get a chance to. It's not really. I pretty much really like the whole thing.
That's awesome. All right, Georgia, so tell me about math at Webster.
It's really, really enjoyable and like really fun. Like I think if someone tried them who didn't like math, they would immediately like it.
And why do you say that? What makes it so enjoyable?
Well, like you get to do like all these fun things, where like you get to like subtract and plus some things, and it kind of challenges you.
Daisy, tell me about math at Webster this year. What's your experience been like?
Well, I like it because like in math and like board working, we would have partners, and then there would just be just like little bag with ducks, and you would put your hands, and like you would get like a partner. And in first grade, I thought second grade would be harder, but it's actually really fun. And I like the math games because like it's not like hard or anything or stressing and stuff. And like it doesn't stress you out or make stuff. And it's mostly fun activities. And they're fun and you learn from them.
You're working on the boards, excuse me.
Because like when we're writing and then like what if we like make a mistake when we're doing the math book? Then we can just like erase it. And then also we have a lot of space. So then if like somebody else wants to draw, then they have the space to draw. And then if somebody else wants to draw, they can have the space to draw. And like everyone can like talk and collaborate by the boards because they're like so big and we just have like a lot of space and we can always like erase and stuff.
All right, Sloan, tell me about math at Webster.
I like to color the things and I like to guess what the number, what like it equals, and I like to color it in so it makes it fun.
Do you know how we do the math on the boards, right? What do you like about the math on the boards?
Because I like to draw things.
Does that help your math thinking?
Yeah.
How does it help?
Because it kind of helps me to answer it, and I use my finger to get it what's right for the math to equal it, so it makes it easier.
Isha, tell me about why you like to draw on the boards.
Because that makes me sing better and color. I like to color it in, and this makes me sing better.
Do you like math?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I like to do the things, and this helps me sing better.
Alright, Quinn, so tell me about math at Webster.
My favorite part about math is like the challenge. I work on groups. It's a lot easier with groups. Sometimes you work alone,
Why is it a lot easier to work in groups?
because you can share ideas and talk about your answers. See if they're good. Check it out.
Because it helps us learn, and it helps us do math.
Do you like math?
A little. Too hard sometimes. Sometimes not easy. Sometimes so hard.
Harper, tell me about math at Webster.
I like working on the boards because it's easier to erase, and I like coming up with ideas to model stuff.
Can you give me an example of a way that you modeled a problem recently?
I draw circles, cross them out, or draw more circles.
Phoebe, tell me about your experience in math at Webster.
Well, math is my favorite subject because I love challenging things, and the teachers make it fun, but also challenging. And the partners, we get partners, and we go to different whiteboards, and it's just so much fun. And yeah.
Was there a favorite lesson that you ever had in math?
Well, today we did palindromes, and that was really fun. That was my favorite so far for 4th grade, and it's just so much fun because we did different math problems, and it was different groups, and it was make this a palindrome, and it was really fun. It's a great year at Webster.
Thank you so much for allowing me to play the video. But their words show us that this work is really more than academic. It's about how they see themselves as thinkers and as learners. We've also had some exciting facilities updates across campus this fall that continue to enhance our learning environment, and student experience. First, we're so grateful to our district's purchasing department, and a big shout out to Yvonne Kyle for helping us get set up with Amazon business accounts. The Amazon boxes have been flowing. This has allowed us to efficiently replace and replenish instructional materials and classroom supplies that we lost after the Franklin fire. We've also received a brand new salad bar, which has been a huge hit with students. Every day they continue to have access to fresh, healthy options like fruit and salad. And lastly, we're so thankful to the City of Malibu for providing library set-aside funds that have allowed us to update our library space. You can see the before and after in the picture. And the new flexible seating area has quickly become a favorite spot for students to read, collaborate, or connect around a good book. Another area we've been closely monitoring is student attendance, and I'm proud to share that we're making strong progress. According to the California School Dashboard, Webster saw a 5.6% decline in chronic absenteeism. Overall, a 9.7% improvement in our white subgroup, and most notably, our students with disabilities subgroup is now in the green performance band. To sustain this progress, we've emphasized attendance education at family events like back to school night, reinforcing that regular attendance is essential to student success. And we're also continuing to use school status and A2A reports to proactively reach out to families who may be struggling with attendance. Our staff, including our bilingual community liaisons, have been making personalized phone calls as well to problem solve barriers to attendance. But above all, our strategy centers around student engagement. We know that when learning is meaningful, hands-on, and joyful, attendance naturally improves. So by continuing to create an environment where students want to be, we're ensuring that every student feels excited to come to school each day. Now, you have these videos in your inboxes, but one of Webster's greatest strengths continues to be our community partnerships. Our PTA is deeply intentional about creating events that bring families, educators, and community partners together in meaningful ways. A great example of this was our parent playground event before back-to-school nights. It brought together Webster PTA, the Malibu Education Foundation, the Boys and Girls Club of Malibu, the City of Malibu, and the Malibu Library, all working together to welcome families and connect them to resources that are going to support their whole child. And another incredible community event this year was our Great Webster Glamp Out, an unforgettable night under the stars with games, crafts, movies, and family fun. And the video that you'll see in your inbox is actually a drone video taken by one of our students at the camp out. But our Webster parents don't stop there. They extend their support beyond our campus by partnering with the Malibu Ed Foundation for their Comedy Night fundraiser, benefiting all Malibu schools. Thank you so much for your time this evening and for allowing me to share just a glimpse of the incredible work happening at Webster. I'm deeply proud of our students, our staff, our families, and I'm so grateful for the support of this board and our district leadership to make this work possible every single day. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you so much. Wonderful presentation. Yes. Anybody have any questions? John and Alicia, I cannot see you, so if you have to pipe up if you want to add to the conversation. I think that was an amazing thing, really.
I did have just a technical point.
Oh, yes.
For the pieces that were being delivered, we had several of our existing vendors during the wildfires donate both supplies and money. So that's how we got our Malibu schools replenished with the stuff that they needed. And we also received reimbursements from our insurance companies for the items that were lost. It's a very technical piece, but it was important to me that the board know that those weren't completely general fund dollars. It was reimbursements that we got from our insurance that allowed all of our school sites to be replenished on all the supplies that they lost.
Thank you, Gerardo. That's good to know, and thank you to our vendors. Yes.
Many conversations with the insurance companies.
Right. Stacy, yes.
And where is Webster in terms of back, like everything either purchased or back in? Is it?
So the purchasing is happening regularly. The buildings are all open. Facilities are all fully and completely in use, which is great. It's steadily flowing, right? We're just kind of doing it in phases or in waves, right? Because honestly, we can't have all the supplies arrive at one time. So we're doing it in waves, and we are close to getting right back up to where we were.
And I know there's a 1-2 punch on top of actually, maybe it's a 2-3 punch on top of a 1 punch with, the Woolsey fire 6 years ago, and then the Franklin fire last fall, and the Palisades fire in the spring. How are students and families and teachers doing, just emotional and learning wise? Because a lot of them I know are coming in from other places, they're not home anymore. How is all that going?
Yeah, I mean, we're so grateful for the partnerships with Boys and Girls Club of Malibu that provide wellness services on campus. They're actually on campus every Wednesday to provide like social emotional activities for the students. Staff has really rebounded in a really amazing way. And I really feel like this past, all of the things that happened to us last year, like really united us as a staff. Right? And has made us more fervent and passionate about supporting the community and supporting our students. And our students are like the brightest ray of light that you could see. I wish I could take a page out of their book, right? Because they just walk through with so much resilience and confidence. And so I think that that's what really drives the staff on a daily basis. And we're always going to be there for our families. In whatever capacity they need. I had a family reach out to me today that's no longer at Webster, but we're doing whatever we can to support that because that's the right thing to do. Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to move on to public comments for items listed on the agenda.
It looks like we have 2 people who have signed up to speak in person and then 2 online.
And one of the people in person has chit in for two different items. So 2 chits, one for each. So the first person in here in person is Marnie Kamens. You want to come up to the... Oh.
Hi, I'm Marnie Kamens. So I'm here to say, I had wrote something, but I think it's going to be too long. I feel like the district hasn't been very good at listening to complaints from parents, especially safety complaints. I've emailed, I think I've CC'd you guys on it, a lot of emails, but only after things escalated because I had emailed Carrie Upton maybe like 30 times and not received feedback. After the fires, there have been giant trucks that pull into the Webster parking lot. We share an easement with the LA City Public Works. And these are not like utility trucks. These are like maybe 16, 20 wheel trucks filled with toxic debris that are pulling in there to refuel. And their refueling time happens to be about 2:45. So they will line up maybe 10 to 12 trucks, and they're all in the Webster parking lot. And there's kids running around because we get out of school at 2:50. I've emailed everyone. I talked to Carrie Upton. I finally had somebody from Malibu City Council that did something about this, and I think Senator Ben Allen did something about this. The school board, and especially Carrie Upton, did nothing about this. Carrie told me it was safe, that they maintain a 25-foot distance no matter what from all students and all curbs, which if you're there every day at pickup, that's not accurate, but he's not there any day at pickup, and he sent somebody from somewhere to check it out and he said it was fine. I'm there every day. It's really unsafe. There's TK, there's preschoolers, there's kids running around, and these giant trucks. And actually last year, somebody from City Council, I think, got it to stop, but it's back this year. I've emailed again, nobody cares, nobody responds, I don't hear anything. This is a major safety concern that I continue to talk to people about, and I feel like I don't get any good responses. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the cleaning job after the Franklin fire and just the lack of transparency from the district on how it was done. We heard that there was lots of ash and soot, but when I asked Carrie, did you do CAM-17 testing? Did you test for toxic heavy metals? Did you do lead testing, asbestos testing, cyanide testing? He said it's not recommended. And despite me calling and emailing, because I dealt with this with my own home, he just said it wasn't recommended. And I wanted to say it was not recommended at my home either, and we had to push for it from our insurance, and lo and behold, there was a whole periodic table of toxins in our house that we had to mitigate after finding that out. But Webster didn't do this testing. So I'm just here to bring that more to your attention.
Thank you. Crystal Hong, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Please feel free to correct me.
Good evening, good to see you again, everybody. I've done some extensive research on your capabilities, but I today would like to present our preparedness for our separation. And I would like to just address a board member that I would like to add to the Malibu Unified School District that we are ready to create. And I want you to know that we are ready. Ms. Lieberman, are you listening?
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Actually,
can I start again?
This is not on the agenda.
Yes, it is. It's on K5, Public Hearing Negotiation Proposal for Santa Monica Unified School District Service Employees International Union Local 99.
No. You were speaking to unification, and that's not on the agenda. That's what I was. So I was wanting to make sure you are.
It's K5. If you interrupt me, can I please have my 30 seconds back?
You can, but I think you need to read the item that's on the agenda and speak to that item. Because I think you're talking about unification, which just isn't on tonight's agenda, that's all.
It's right here, K5, page 7. K5, page 7, negotiations proposals for Santa Monica Unified School District, Service Employees International Union. I am addressing...
That's about negotiating with our unions. It doesn't have anything to do with unification.
Yes, it does, because I have for you a lawyer to help in those negotiations.
Those are contract negotiations, not unification negotiations.
I'm not talking about contract negotiations.
That's what the item is about.
Okay, thank you for that one then. Still, I'm here to address the fact that we have somebody ready to help you, help us separate into contract negotiations. However you want to word it, however you want to see it, I just wanted to share with her resume just a little. And I think that's fair to introduce you to somebody. Do you not think that's fair?
The issue is not whether it's fair. The item on the agenda has to do with the negotiations between the district and the classified staff union, SEIU, and it's about their contract for their work and working conditions. It's not about unification as in separating Malibu and Santa Monica portions of the district, which is not on the agenda tonight. Yes.
Okay, I'll speak to that at the end then.
It is, let me tell you the item, Crystal.
Well, it's general public comment, and I can
Yes,
put her in general public.
General public comment and M. So this comment that you'd like to make, you may make it. It just needs to be made under item N.
Item N.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Crystal. Sorry.
So this public comment that you're doing is addressing, what am I allowed to address in this?
The other one you signed up for is a
L5.
comment on L5, which is an information item, which you can do now, because that's
Okay.
on the agenda.
Okay, then I'll do that one.
Thank you.
So on this, I would like to address that there is a wonderful parent that is willing to participate. I actually have a list of 4 amazing lawyers that would be happy to participate in the Malibu Unified School District Board. I have 4 lawyers. One is Stephanie B. Sherman. She's a parent. She's also an equestrian. She has 2 horses. And hopefully she'll bring back our equestrian team and set forth that allotted funds for that. I also have Ryan Clarkson, who is a wonderful parent, who is a lawyer at Webster, and I think he would make a great difference in helping you with the negotiations on basically clearing this side off your plate. And I also would like to Marina Grasick. She's a fire victim. She lost her home as well. And she is a lawyer, and she has a 7th grade daughter and son as well. She would be happy to participate. And Dr. Amora, I can't say her last name well, but she is both a doctor and a lawyer, and she serves as Justice for One. So she can be on the board as well. But my favorite candidate for you is David Allison. He was a former top executive at Google. He also worked at Bird in transportation. So he really understands transportation. And one of the best things about him is that he is a really great ceramic person. Like, he's an amazing ceramic, but what he does is he loves to participate and bring out the joy and spirit in these kids. But what he was serving as was vice president of the PTA at Malibu Elementary, and he did one of the largest fundraisers that they'd had in several years. But what he didn't like about it was that he was having to continue to fundraise, and we as parents are at the point where we're just like, why do the children not have swings at Webster, and how are they supposed to learn about gravity? That's a basic. I had 12 sets. With that being said, we have a group of very happy board members that want to come to the table for you guys to alleviate your stress of having to drive all the way to Malibu and mediocrely participate in what matters to our community. So I'd like you to know that we're ready to take the construction invoice off your husband and maybe put it on some of our employees, and then in our community, And then we would love our opportunity to get the $16 million back as well, so we can help further this. And so in this one push, in this one fight, in this one negotiation, let's close it out here. And then we never have to beg or ask for money from myself or any of the parents any longer. And the Lord says, love your neighbor, but we're not neighbors. You guys are 2 cities away. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Now we'll go to the 2 people who are signed up online to speak on items on the agenda. The first one is Wade Major, who signed up to speak on item J1, and then the second, if he's here, is Jeremy Fink, who I believe wants to speak on D1. Is that, Sarah, is that the right number? Maybe it's consent item. Yeah. So can you find Wade online?
I'm here. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Oh, all right. Very good. It has not gone unrecognized that board members residing in the 90402 zip code have increasingly come to dominate not only the board majority, but the offices of board president and vice president. Given that 90402 is only 12% of the district and one of the 10 wealthiest zip codes in the nation, this is a matter of concern. Only 1-year period since 2004. For 15 of those 21 years, a Malibu resident has served on this board, yet not since 2006 and 7, when Kathy Wisnicki served consecutively as vice president and president, has a Malibu board member served as an officer. With a Malibu board member for a record 11 straight years, that's a slight that is not lost from our community, which is of comparable size to 90402 and home to one of only 2 K-12 pathways in the district. From 2004 to 8, you had a practice of rotating each year's vice president into the role of president the next year. That ended in 2009 with the presidency of Ralph Metcher, an unelected appointee who had never even previously served as vice president. For the 5-year period from 2006 to 10, only once in 2008 did a board member from 90402 serve as an officer. The 7-year period of 2004 through 2010 was one of unprecedented representation, with board members from 90402, 3, 4, 5, and 90265 all serving as board officers, and never with 2 simultaneous officers from the same zip. Since 2010, however, only once in 2014 has a board member residing in 90402 not served as an officer. That's 14 of 15 years, during which president or vice president has been a 90402 resident. And in 6 of those years, including 5 straight from 2017 to 2021, board members from 90402 served as both president and vice president. During the same 15-year period, despite board representation from 90404 and 90265, no board member from those areas has served as an officer. For the past 6 years of unification negotiations, SMMUSD has fielded a subcommittee comprised of the same 3 board members, all from 90402, while Malibu has fielded 6 different council persons in 4 different teams. I'll leave it to you to address what happened in 2010 that upended your prior practice. But it's clear that since that time, community representation on this board and among the officers has gone astray. Many city bodies, including the commission on which I serve, have a practice of rotating officers so everyone receives the chance to chair meetings and serve as an officer. While offering no immediate remedy to 90402 overrepresentation on the board generally, adding this practice to your bylaws would address the lack of inclusion and diversity on both the unification subcommittee and among board officers, affording all members from all areas of the district an equal chance to serve and lead. Your deliberations will be more attuned to the communities you represent, and your constituents will be appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you find Jeremy Fink, Sarah?
That name, unless they don't have their actual name on Zoom, I can't find them.
Then I think that concludes our speakers for items on the agenda.
Thank you, Lauren. So we're going to move on to communications. We'll start with our student board members from Santa Monica High School. Haley?
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and fellow SMMUSD community members. It's been a while since our last meeting, and I'm excited to share a few updates from Santa Monica High School. Homecoming week was a huge success. I think it was honestly one of the best and most beautiful homecomings out of all 4 years at Santa. The energy across campus was great, and we actually had the largest turnout ever. Over 60% of students attended. I also had the pleasure of participating in an Evolve leadership training on Monday, along with the rest of our ASB class, which focused on purpose-driven leadership, helping us find ways to connect SAMO's resources, values, and culture to create meaningful impact. It was a morning-long session, and student leaders in clubs, sport teams, and ASB were all invited to come further develop their leadership skills together. Speaking of clubs, our club committee launched a new mandatory club showcase this year. Each club is required to set up a table in the Centennial Quad at least twice per year to promote itself alongside other similar clubs. It's been a great way to highlight the diversity of our student organizations and increase involvement across campus. We've also been hosting a lot of college rep visits, which have been popular for seniors, and our College and Career Center has done an incredible job hosting universities all over the country. We've also been navigating the new School Links website, and while there's been some confusion among some teachers about how to use it, I think that the layout is clean and signing up for college rep visits has been straightforward overall. ASB recently led campus tours for over 125 people yesterday. Campus tours have been running very smoothly, and we're now planning to collaborate with our film department to create a new updated student campus video to show hopefully later this year. Our football team also made it to CIOF playoffs. There will be a game tomorrow against Pasadena, and the theme is neon lights. Students are excited that we have another football game. Next, our theater department will be performing The Play That Goes Wrong in the Humanities Center Theater from November 14th through the 23rd. Lastly, since I've been connected with both middle schools, Lincoln Middle School presidents share that they have not yet implemented the Yonder pouches, but I'll be keeping in touch and continuing to update the board as that develops. That concludes my update. Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. Next, Eilish from Malibu High School.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and fellow SMMUSD community members. At the beginning of the school year, we moved into our new glorious building. It was quite an experience. We are used to very old buildings that have not been maintained, but this was something quite different. This building is made with the highest technology and even has outlets in the ground to help maximize charging stations while still allowing the building to have a streamlined look and more space. As a student, this has been incredibly helpful. For example, in the old high school, I would have to move seats entirely to the back of the class to find an outlet to charge and work on my Chromebook. Whereas with the new building's innovative design, I can stay at my seat, allowing me to pay better attention to the lesson. Another incredibly beneficial design feature of the new building has been the added workspaces throughout the school. Instead of just empty hallways, there are couches, long communal tables, and numerous other desk and seating arrangements that allow students to work on their schoolwork not only within the confines of the classroom, but in a more comfortable and organic way as well. For example, I am enrolled in Malibu High School's Independent Study Program, or ISP, and therefore in the mornings between my first and third period in-person classes, I have an entire free period to work on my schoolwork. Before, the only place I could do my schoolwork was the library, but now there is a variety of places I can study. In fact, this incredible seating is not only limited to the inside of the building itself, but an array of workspaces and seating can be found in the outside areas surrounding the building as well. Additionally, in these past few months, we have had numerous school events, including homecoming. The theme for Spirit Week was Would You Rather, and each day posed a different, fun, exciting question. Monday was Country versus Country Club, Tuesday was Surf versus Turf, Wednesday was Halloween versus Christmas, Thursday was White Lies versus Dark Truths, and Friday was Class Colors, per tradition. As students, we had a lot of fun dressing up for the Spirit Days, picking a side and even playing exciting themed games during lunchtime. On Wednesday, as per tradition, we even had food trucks come to the school for an entertaining lunchtime treat. Our homecoming pep rally this year was especially special as the cheerleaders collaborated with the football team and made a truly impressive performance. The homecoming game was an additional victory with an incredible turnout of both students, families, and the greater Malibu community coming together to support the school. As for the actual homecoming dance, the theme was Country Club, in line with our Spirit Week theme of Country versus Country Club. Our venue, Cielo Farms, was decorated beautifully with twinkle lights, balloons, a photo booth, white tablecloths, and music from an incredible DJ. The turnout of students for the dance exceeded our expectations, and the night was truly a blast. We also recently hosted Club Day, where many active Malibu High clubs were able to fundraise and draw support for their causes. causes. Last week, we participated in Red Ribbon Week in an effort to bring awareness to substance abuse and help promote healthy choices throughout the student body and across campus. Looking forward, ASB is hosting an upcoming dodgeball tournament, as well as celebrating our numerous athletic victories, including both boys water polo and girls volleyball qualifying for CIF. That concludes my report, and I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ailish. And Anthony.
Good evening, my name is Anthony Rome and I'm the school board representative for Olympic High School and the Off-Campus Learning Center, also known as the OCLC. Approximately 1 month ago, I provided updates for Olympic High School and the Off-Campus Learning Center. Over the past few weeks, we have engaged in the following events/activities. Our principal, teachers, and staff are working hard every day to get students to school. Our attendance has been pretty scarce, which impacts the amount of work students are getting done. An attendance incentive program was created by our counseling interns. They made colorful raffle tickets that students earn during each period of the day. There's a drawing every Friday. Olympic and OCLC students started classes at SMC last week. Most are enrolled in Counseling 12, which is a college exploration course, and those who already took it last year started Counseling 15, which is an online job and career training class. We're truly grateful for these opportunities. As I shared last time, taking college classes while in high school has already set me up for success after I graduate. I know I'll be more prepared as a result. The Halloween festival, students and staff dressed up. Our staff even dressed together as Uno cards, which was pretty cool. I was a Renaissance jester. The first raffle drawing happened during the festival, and 4 students won gift cards to Prime Pizza. We have our second drawing tomorrow. Mrs. Fronda, our academic counselor, and Mrs. McGregory have been meeting one-on-one with seniors and parents to ensure everyone is on the same page with the courses they have remaining, as well as discuss post-graduation plans. We're looking forward to our first parent night on November 19th at 6:30 p.m. Parents are encouraged to attend and participate. There will be games, conversation, information, and food. There will even be a turkey giveaway. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank all 3 of you. It's really fun to have us all together. We'll move on to our union report from SMMCTA. Claudia.
Good evening. Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Shelton, Executive Cabinet, colleagues, parents, and students. Happy Native American Heritage Month. We have had an amazing October filled with fall festivals, Halloween parades, my favorite, Dia de los Muertos celebrations throughout the district. It truly has been an amazing start of the year. I also want to highlight some of the exciting news from our classrooms. In October, CTA's Educator magazine visited both Will Rogers Learning Community and John Adams Middle School to highlight the outstanding work our teachers are doing at our 2 Title I schools. It was a wonderful opportunity to showcase the creativity, dedication, and impact of our educators. I also made sure to point out that both of our principals are former CTA members, leaders who understand firsthand the importance of supporting teachers and students. Beyond celebrating the successes of our schools, our union has been active in fighting for education at the state and federal levels. On October 18, SMMCTA joined other CTA chapters at the No Kings rally in downtown Los Angeles to express our dismay at the loss of critical federal aid programs, including the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, which provides vital college student aid, the Federal Work-Study Program, helping students earn while they learn, TRIO, and Gear Up, programs which support first-generation and low-income students in preparing for college, professional development and teacher preparation grants, including the Teacher Quality Partnership and Supporting Effective Educators Development, the SEED grants. These cuts have had an impact on our schools, affecting teacher residency programs, the preparation of new educators, and professional development opportunities, especially in high-needs districts. Smaller K-12 grants, after-school programs, and summer learning initiatives have also been jeopardized. We are really lucky to be a basic A district, but we really need to think also of our neighbors. At the state level, CTA worked hard to mobilize our community to support Proposition 50, which passed this past Tuesday. Now we are preparing to fight for education funding that is set to sunset in 2030. Proposition 55 provides critical funding for schools, and without an extension, public schools and community colleges statewide would lose an average of $9 billion annually. For our local district, that translates to a loss of $1,784,280, which would be devastating to our students and our community. The elimination of Prop 55 funds would undo years of progress, increasing class sizes, compromising school safety and stability, limiting access to school libraries, and making it harder to recruit and retain quality educators. In August, SMMCTA passed a resolution supporting the extension of Prop 55, and we are committed to organizing to ensure this funding continues. Our chapter will be active in gathering signatures, engaging our school sites, and mobilizing our communities. We are also joining forces with our SEIU brothers and sisters because we know that when we join together, we win. Finally, in response to the increased ICE activity in Los Angeles, SMMCTA is committed to bringing workshops to teachers, students, families, to educate them on their constitutional rights and how to stay safe. We understand that the recent events in our community are causing irreparable harm and trauma to our students. As families are divided, many of our mixed status families fear that they could be targeted next. Living with that uncertainty is causing all of us to live in fear, and we are beginning to see the impact this is having on our students. Our union has also launched a virtual food drive for the West Side Food Bank, recognizing the impact of SNAP disruptions and federal uncertainty on our most vulnerable families. We all know that proper nutrition and mental health support are fundamental to our students' ability to learn. These are extraordinary times, and our union is committed to being part of the solution. And speaking of that, I also want to take a moment to thank each of you for providing dinners to go for our families this week. I was at Samo High after school and saw the families coming in to get their food for dinner. Your generosity and compassion have not gone unnoticed. Together as a community, we will weather this current storm, support our educators, and continue to fight for our students' future and the schools they deserve. That's it for my report, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Claudia. Next union report from SEIU. Is Ryan here? Oh, there you are. Hi.
Oh, hello, can you hear me? Awesome, excellent. Good evening, Dr. Shelton and honorable members of the board. My name is Ryan Emerson. I'm the Assistant Government Relations Director at SEIU Local 99, and I wanted to come here today to let folks know that moving forward, I will be the board liaison, and I will be giving the union reports for SEIU Local 99. We look forward to upcoming negotiations. As you all know, we've already sunshined our proposals, and we've seen that you all have sunshined your proposals tonight as well. We look forward to, working together where we can, and where we have disagreements, finding out how we can come together, especially as the district splits. We want to make sure that all of our classified school employees have their jobs protected and are treated with the respect and dignity that they deserve and should be afforded. We also are very concerned about the subcontracting out of paraprofessional staff, and want to talk about, through negotiations, how we can make these jobs attractive, right? We want these jobs to be attractive, and we want our members to be able to stay and develop in the roles, and I believe both sides would agree that it's best for our students and it's best for the district to have highly qualified, professional, classified staff that are dedicated to keeping their jobs and building their careers here, right? So that's what we want to do moving forward, and that's all we have for tonight, and I will yield the remainder of my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. And PTA Council, Nicole, is she online? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna take a moment and pause because we found a public comment listed on the agenda, right, Lori? We found
Yes, Sarah learned that Jeremy Fink is listed under another name, so Jeremy, Sarah, if you know who unmute, we'll hear from you now.
This is Jeremy. You all hear?
Yes, we can hear you.
So yeah, this meeting is interrupting dinner. This is not what I want to do. I'm not going to be a frequent flyer at these meetings, but I've written many letters on the issues that regarding the trucks that come into our school and regarding cleaning the school. Both of those things are unacceptable. It's disgraceful that I have to do this right now. I have to be at this meeting because I'm not interested. But what I will say about cleaning, there was no CAM 17 done. There was no proper cleaning done. I went to the school in person to review the cleaning. Kerry Upton met me there. He lied to my face, which I'm not. He lied to my face like I was one of the 8-year-olds who go to that school. The lie was so outrageous where me and him are looking at the same thing. I've been at that school since my child was in kindergarten. He's like, yep, we've removed all soft goods and porous materials. I'm like, that's funny because that rug my child sat on when she was 6 and that poster over there with the ABCs my child learned from. So I don't really see how that's possible, and I'll tell you another thing, no one removed any of it to clean behind it. I guarantee you if you hire an adequate hygienist, someone who doesn't just by look and appearance test if there is ash and debris on surfaces, someone who actually tests, knows where to test and what to test for, you will find all sorts of toxins, metals, things that none of us would want to be around. To wit, these are children. These are the most vulnerable group. I think it was during the Obama era when he said lead, these types of toxins, is unacceptable, no one can have them. So what I'm saying is to you, not only do you have a vulnerable population of children, what about special needs children? What about children with asthma, pre-existing conditions? I am putting all of you on notice. This is in your school, potentially, and you have done nothing to remediate it, nothing proper. So that to me sounds like a major liability. I'm here speaking about it now, and if in a few years somebody gets sick, we'll remember this conversation. The other thing about the trucks, which I believe it was Marty Kamens who spoke about that, these are trucks that not only do they pose a danger to the crosswalk, to the children leaving school and coming to school, these trucks emit, their fuel is not acceptable to be around children. They emit gasoline at a level beyond all of our cars together at pickup. So that's all I have to say. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. You've interrupted my dinner. I'm not interested in doing this, and I'm not a person that wants to hear myself speak, but I have. I'm one of the parents that have. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Shelton, Superintendent's report.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for sharing so much information that's on my page, Haley, and everybody else. But I wanted to share a couple of little things that are not on my page, and that is the Claudia mentioned about the opportunity for our students who have lost their SNAP funds, and I want to make sure people know that our board has been truly supportive of ensuring that the money is available to the members of our community that do not have a dinner. Gerardo, myself, and some of our cabinet spoke, and Gerardo shared that we would find that money. Dr. Mesa said we will find that money to ensure that families have a meal. And I think it's so important for people to know because there are families that are going without. And as a school community, we need to make sure that that is done. So I want to commend my team as well as our board for just saying, fine, do what you need to do. So thank you so much for that. I also had an opportunity to go and visit Franklin Elementary School with Natalie, our principal there, and Miss Helphand and her 5th grade class. It was fun because she had invited me probably a year ago to come and teach a lesson, and I'm like, what do you want me to teach? You know, I have not taught in a long time, but I had a visitor, our board president, who decided to stay and listen to the lesson. We had such a fun time just being with our kids and teaching a civics or history lesson with them, and I can't wait to go back. And I want to thank all of the 5th graders in Ms. Helphand's class. I received a whole packet of thank you letters, and when you have a difficult day, those thank you letters mean so much, and I am thankful for our students because they are the reason why we do the work. You know, despite everything, we do the work because the work is meaningful and our students appreciate what is being done. I also want to share that our talented Malibu High School theater students are bringing Little Women to life with so much passion, creativity, and teamwork. I encourage everyone to come out and support these incredible student performers and crew members as they share their hard work and heart on stage. Performances will take place November 14th through the 16th, and tickets are available now at malibuhs.booktix.com. It was already mentioned about the play that goes wrong, so I will not say anything about that. I also want to say I'm happy to share that 3 of our schools, Will Rogers, John Adams, and Samuel High, were recognized by Vons during the grand opening of their new store on Broadway in Santa Monica. Each school received a community donation as part of their celebration. I think these checks were about $5,000 a piece, so it meant a lot. So we're grateful for Vons for their generosity. I actually went there yesterday to get a salad just because they gave some money to 3 schools, so the salad didn't pay for the $15,000, but we do appreciate the work, and it is a great place to go to a grocery store because it's huge now. Malibu High and Santa Monica High School French students recently attended the American French Film Festival for a special high school premiere screening of the film Nouvelle Vague. It was an exciting cultural experience that gave students a deeper look into the history of cinema and the ways artists have challenged creative norms over time. Experiences like these bring learning to life and show the incredible opportunities our students have to explore art, language, and culture beyond the classroom. We also, over the past week, several of our schools honored Dia de los Muertos. Correct me, Maria? Muertos. With beautiful celebrations filled with color, music, and meaning. I had the pleasure of visiting events at Will Rogers Learning Community Edison Language Academy, and I also was so moved by the creativity and heart that went into every detail. I also want to thank our district office staff because they got into the festival, the spirit as well. We had an altar in our district office, and I want to thank those who thought about that, as well as each floor decorated. Maria came by. We also, our little babies came by from the Infant Toddler Center, of course, just to be a part of what was happening in district office, and that's what this is all about. Parent-teacher conferences are happening across our elementary schools. I was at Malibu Elementary today, and I saw parents coming in and out because they want to know what's going on in the classroom. So these meetings give families and teachers a chance to connect, celebrate progress, and talk about how we can work together. These conversations strengthen the partnership between home and school and ensure we are all moving in the same direction. I want to thank our teachers and families for taking the time to come together and focus on what matters most to our students and our teachers. And I also want to say thank you to our teachers. Just being in a classroom the other day for only about 45 to an hour. That's a lot of work, a lot of planning, and sometimes you just forget. I remember being a teacher and I was exhausted, and then you go and coach afterwards. So thank you to our teachers. Don't forget, Veterans Day is Tuesday, November 11th. Schools and offices will be closed on Tuesday in honor of Veterans Day. I will say this, we need a little bit of more love in life and in this world. As a superintendent and seeing, I was this morning, and I'll shut up after this morning I was with 67 other superintendents across the United States and listening to the impact of the things that are happening in our society. It's hurtful. It's heavy, especially when you see families being impacted. It's a lot of emotions, and you try to be hard and you try to not have these emotions, but they're there. So kindness goes far, and I think in our society we need a lot more kindness. We can be upset, we can approach things in different ways, but kindness should be at the forefront of everything that we do. If you lack kindness, regroup. As we tell kids, as we train our kids, because I really feel people forgot oftentimes what parenting is about. I don't even have kids, but I have 8,500 of yours, and I appreciate every minute of them. And I want people to understand that it's important to stop, reflect, before we react. Because if we can find that in our spirit and learn how to do that, we can create better citizens than we have been. And that's the goal, is to create a better society than what we are leaving behind right now. I'm begging people. Number one, let's talk to each other with kindness. Let's know that people go in with good intention. And at the end of the day, things will work out. I believe that. I really do believe that. I have not stopped believing that things will work to the good. So please, those are just my 2 cents, and listening to those superintendents go through so much in specific areas that we are grateful that we don't have to deal with living in this state. Just remind yourself, kindness goes far. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shelton. And I would say I thought you were just such a natural in the classroom. I did not see, you got right back into it. It was really sweet and funny, and the kids loved it. So thank you. So we're gonna move on to consent items. I just want to remind you, we amended the agenda for that one item that had a slight change to a number on it. But is there a motion to approve the consent calendar? Oh, Stacy's going to make the motion. And is there a second? Maria seconds. And so we'll take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Ailish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Anthony? Oh, I'm so sorry because I can't see. It's a straight line down. I can't see. Okay, Stacy?
Yes. He'll be glad to know you didn't notice he moved out.
Okay.
He needed to get home.
I was concentrating. Okay, Stacy, you said yes? Okay, Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay. So move on to our discussion item about revising board bylaws. Dr. Shelton, you're gonna kind of lead us down that?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
All right, so tonight is round 2 of updating board policies. For those in our audience, we have a series of policies that we need to update. And one of the things that we were committed to, this whole group here and our board, was updating these policies to make sure that we're in good standing. So this is the first round was discussed on October 23rd. This evening, we will be considering updates to 4 board policies, bylaws, as part of a larger process to update all our board bylaws. And Sarah, how many did you say there were? Yeah. So they're about 400, so we have a long ways to go. A lot of we're not doing 400 tonight, so just so you all know. But bylaws to be updated are BB 9100 organization, BB 9121 president, BB 9124 attorney, BB 9140 board representatives, BB 9150 student board members, and E 9150 student board members. As you can see, many of these bylaws have not been updated in several years since then. There have been changes in laws and practices, which is why these are coming forward for updating. First two, organization and president. The first bylaw to update is BB 9100, organization. The bylaw has been updated to reflect new law AB 486 in 2021, which changes the date requirements for districts to hold their annual organizational meeting. The bylaw also adds language stating that in addition to approving its regular meeting schedule for the year, the board might consider approving a list of dates during which items would be adopted throughout the year. The next bylaw is BB 9121, President. The bylaw has been updated to reorganize and revise the duties of the board president for consistency with information provided in CSBA's Board President's Workshop, and to add an optional component on providing training for the president to enhance their leadership skills. The next board bylaw policy is BB 9124, attorney. SMMUSD does not have this bylaw, and staff recommends the board adopt this bylaw based on the CSBA sample bylaw. The bylaw recognizes the complex legal environment in which districts operate, the need to provide legal representation for the district, and the importance of reliable, cost-effective, high-quality legal advice and services. The bylaw states that the board may enter into a contract to hire an attorney as a district employee or independent contractor, or to contract with a private firm to provide legal services for purposes deemed appropriate by the board. The bylaw outlines the duties of legal counsel hired by the board. The bylaw states that government code exempts contracts for legal services from the bidding requirements of the public contract code, but also states that school districts may use the request for proposals process to advertise and solicit proposals for legal services. The bylaw also states that the board and superintendent should periodically evaluate the performance and efficacy of the firm and or attorney when determining to renew a contract. The bylaw also authorizes the board to contract for specialized legal services as appropriate when a majority of the board determines that the unique demand of a particular issue or emergency situation requires such representation. The bylaw also outlines when the superintendent or designee or the board may reach out to legal counsel. BB 9130, board committees. Skip that one. We're not doing that tonight. I'm sorry. BB 9140, board representatives, and BB and E 9150, student board members. The next board bylaw is BB 9140, board representatives. The revised bylaw recognizes that participation of board members on district or community committees, such as the board's community leadership role. The bylaw also adds the responsibility of board representatives to report back to the board regarding committee activities and or actions, and clarifies which boards must designate a voting representative to elect members of the county committee on school district organization. Finally, we're considering updating BB 9150, student board members. This bylaw has been updated to reflect new law, AB 824, 2021, which specifies circumstances under which a governing board may adjust the term of a student board member. The bylaw has also been updated to enhance legal accuracy and clarity. The bylaw also reflects the requirement of SB 468 that the district provides student board members with materials and briefings except those related to closed session. At the same time as other board members, the revised bylaw authorized the board to appoint an alternate student board member if the student board member's duties are not being filled. So fill your duties. The bylaw also authorizes the superintendent to provide an orientation to student board members. I gotta do that, okay? That was my bad. Student board member candidates regarding board responsibilities. CSBA deleted the exhibit in December 2015 as it contains material already found in the bylaw, and that's why those adjustments were made. So, to our board members, board bylaws return for action on 11/20. SMMUSD's online policy manual updated to reflect changes following board approval. SMMUSD management team notified of changes following board approval. These changes will come back at our next meeting. After that, our board policy manual will be updated. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shelton, for.
And I promise to do that for you all.
Yeah. And we hope that you all and Anthony can join us in Sacramento for the California School Board Association meeting. So I hope we're figuring that out if it's possible in early December. So because they have really great workshops for you guys there too. And we get to have dinner with you, yes. Anybody have any questions about any of the updated bylaws that we're looking to amend and adopt? And John or Alicia, are you? I cannot see you. Oh, Alicia's away. Okay. I think. Oh, yeah, Stacy.
Yeah. So I'm glad we're continuing to update these, and I didn't know that a comment was going to be made tonight touching on this, but we have talked in the past. I think I've brought up at what point would it be good for us to have a discussion about how we look at leadership, because I know different bodies do it different ways. I know we traditionally have voted, but I know that some school boards do votes, some vote to have a system to rotate and trade. I know that our board firmly believes that every board member is equipped to do that. So I know that that's not an issue at all. It's just how we do it. And I would, all these decisions definitely predated my tenure, and I would love for us to have a discussion as a board about looking at the pros and cons of what we're doing or doing it a different way. I know, so I know there are options.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest we do sometimes, we try to have special organizational meetings, special meetings that consider our just governance. So is that I think that might be an appropriate time to have that conversation? Yeah.
That would be great.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and I would just like to say, I think that these are laid out, the practices are pretty much is how we conduct the board, and our, this is sort of just housekeeping. Because mostly, unless there's something very new, we operate this way, just as a point of reference. Okay, so if nobody else has any questions, we can move past. This will be an action item next time we come together. But we'll move on to our major action items. Approve a senior management salary schedule per CalPERS Pearl compliance. Dr. Mesa?
Good evening. Staff recommends approval of the senior management salary schedules to ensure compliance with CalPERS regulations governing board public employee retirement. This is not a new CalPERS requirement. However, we have recently updated our internal process to ensure our practices are fully aligned with CalPERS standards.
Real quick, Doug he and Gerardo went through a whole process so that remind you all, as people begin to retire, we found out certain things that were not aligned and we needed to go back. This is not to give raises to anyone. This is to solidify what we actually are doing. So I just want to make sure, as we found out some things when not only cabinet members retired, but as individuals retired, especially with the incentive, a whole list of folks and things came up around salary schedules.
I appreciate that, Dr. Shelton. Thank you, Doug. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Stacy?
Does this include when people have different certifications for different things, and that there would be different? I know we had this a while ago. Is this a continuation of that, or are these different issues?
No, they're the same, but that's why the one you're talking about is going to be part of the workbook, which is number 2. This is just the salary schedules. And again, to Dr. Shelton's point is, and I mentioned this is not new regulations. It's just excited to see that CalPERS is now enforcing the regulations, which is why we are really looking at our internal processes to ensure a level of alignment so that we in no way jeopardize the retirement of our employees and move on to the next chapter of their lives.
Yeah, thank you. So anybody else have any questions? Is there a motion to approve? Maria makes a motion. Is there a second? Lori seconds. We'll take roll call. John?
Yes.
Ailish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
I'm a yes. And is Alicia still stepped out?
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Yes, you're a yes too. Okay, good. All right, thank you. And I'm a yes as well, if I didn't say that. So move on to the next major action item, which again is for classified senior management employee workbook for CalPERS Pearl compliance. So that was your question, Stacy. We're moving on to number 2. Okay, Doug.
Yes, once again, good evening. Staff recommends approval of the Senior Management Employment Workbook to ensure compliance with CalPERS regulations governing public employee retirement. This is not a new CalPERS requirement, like I mentioned, and we just, again, have recently updated our internal processes to ensure our practices are fully aligned with CalPERS standards.
So it's pretty much the same, just for a different set of workers. Anybody else have any more questions? All right, we'll take a roll call. John? Oh, I'm sorry, there's a motion. I need a motion first, sorry. Maria moves. Is there a second? Stacy?
And then go yes.
Oh, John says second and then says yes. Okay, thank you. And Alicia?
Yes.
Ailish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. And thank you, John. It was a little startling to hear you just sort of pipe up.
I'm trying to do it in my best Morgan Freeman voice, but I don't have one.
Oh, nice. Okay, action item number 3 is adopt resolution for National Native American and Alaska Native Heritage Month. Lori?
I'll just read you the therefore. Be it resolved that by celebrating National Native American and Alaska Native Heritage Month, the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District joins with all Americans in reaffirming our country's commitment to remember the contributions and honor the unique heritage of our country's first inhabitants.
Fantastic. Is there a motion to?
I'll move.
Richard moves, Stacy seconds. We'll take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Ailish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Great. Now we're going to move on to a public hearing for negotiation proposals for the SMMUSD and SMMCTA. Is there a motion to open the hearing?
So moved, Madam President.
Richard makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Lori seconds. We'll take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Ailish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Are there any, is there anyone wishing to make a comment in the public hearing? Is it?
I don't see any others.
Anybody's put in a chit? Okay.
Madam Chair, I move to close the hearing.
Richard?
Oh, I'm sorry, did we not have that move my K5 to public N?
I second.
Okay.
Richard makes a motion to close the hearing. Is there a second? Lori seconds. We'll take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Eilish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, move on to action item number 5, which is a public hearing for the negotiation proposals for SMMUSD and Service Employees International Union Local 99. So is there a motion to open the hearing?
So moved.
Richard moves. Is there a second? Stacy seconds. We'll take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Eilish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Are there any chits for public hearing on this? No? Okay, so we'll need a motion to close the hearing. Maria makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, Alicia seconds. We'll take a roll call. Alicia?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Eilish?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, that ends our action items. There are 6 informational items noted for all of you, and then we can go to general public comments.
We have 4 in person and then 3 online comments. So first we have Ann K, followed by Barbara Adler, then Crystal Hong, and Kevin Keegan. Those are the ones who at least turned in chits in person, if you're all here. So Ann K.
Gotta turn on the microphone. Maybe I prefer not to be heard. So, my name is Ann Komrask, and just want to thank you guys for coming out to Malibu and meeting with us. Hopefully, one of the last times. We'll have a separate school district. Malibu will be separated from Santa Monica. That is the wish, and hopefully it's granted. The other one is running for governor. So, as California governor, first time, stop the presses, rewrite the history books, no political preference, no Democrat, no Republican, not even independent, no politics, business only of running the state of California. So I hope you guys join me in doing that. So 2026 is our year. We're gonna win big. Thank you.
Thank you. Barbara Adler.
Hello, my name is Barbara Adler, and I am a resident of Malibu. My husband is 3rd generation resident Malibu. His brothers all attended Malibu School District. Imagine a school district that knows every student by name, where the morning bell echoes against the canyon walls, not traffic, where wildfire evacuation drills are as routine as fire drills, because they have to be. That's not a dream, that's Malibu's reality, and it's calling us to act. From Malibu, from Santa Monica, it's 27 miles, 45 minutes on a good day. When a child needs support, it's the canyon too far. It's a standalone Malibu district decision that happens here, not across the mountains. Malibu sits very high in fire hazard zone. We've had 3 mandatory evacuations in 5 years. Our kids need tailored emergency plans, not one that fits all policies 30 miles away. We're just 10,000 people. You guys are 90,000. Our schools serve fewer than 1,300 students, small enough to innovate. To launch marine science labs at Zuma, to teach surf PE with lifeguard mentors, to let every voice shape the budget, not just 1/10 of one. This isn't about leaving, this is about arriving. And add a system built for Malibu by Malibu, where parents' concern doesn't get lost in the 10,000 student machine, where local taxes stay local, funding our fields, our teachers, our future. We are sick of you piggybacking off of our taxes. We've been through enough. We are sick of this separation that's been going on for 20 or more years. I've been attending these meetings for the last 10 years. My son now attends Malibu Middle School, and I see the difference between private and public. I would appreciate it if we can just stop funding you in Santa Monica. You are so far away from us. We don't need you. I'm also on the PTA board. We raised $650,000 at the gala we had last month. We don't need you. You need us. We are sick and tired of funding your salaries. Thank you very much.
Crystal Hong and then Kevin Keegan.
Sorry. I would first off like to present you with more innovation than you could possibly imagine, and why you want to be connected with us, but as a part of our growth. What I'm presenting is for us to innovate in ways that are beyond education. It's innovation for survival and success in today's world. And for your friends over here that don't get that opportunity, I would love to bring back wildlife, a wildlife liberation library, sponsored by the former owners of SeaWorld. And it's an opportunity for you to really understand that we in Malibu are the cream of the crop. We're not your 6'7" in front of me. I'm bringing together the best people and the best opportunities. Should you release us from your claws, we can put that together. There are donations from previous years of millions of dollars to Malibu schools before you guys got involved. And we want that back. And then we'll give you access to it. So that's why it's so wonderful. And I will open up access to you and your friends as well, because you don't get that opportunity in Santa Monica to go horseback riding everywhere, but yet it's the best opportunity that you could have as a child. For the amount of $60 million that I can put back into the residents' pockets, I could also ask Lori Jobs, who is my neighbor, for a Paradise Cove aquarium. I happily sponsored the aquarium in Manhattan Beach. So I'd like to welcome your students to the aquarium that I would like to ask her to build for us. And she's willing to do it, but not with the clause that you have in and the corruption behind your system. I'm so sorry. When you pay $5,000 for a toilet and it's not a bidet, it doesn't make sense. So first of all, I'm asking for an inventory list of what you want and what you don't want. But the reality is you owe me and you owe us and you owe the students. I would also like to say that, hey, let's all get a little bit smarter and create residual income so I can increase the salaries for teachers all across the board and bring together opportunities like TED Talks and innovation that I'm willing to share with you. And I'm also willing to open the doors to my property, 111 acres above the waterfall, to teach kids about wildlife, about mycelium, about understanding nature together. So without that, Santa Monica is welcome to join our forces in creating a real education, real opportunity for the future of our society. And I'd love to have you and your family there. Cheers.
Thank you. Kevin?
Good evening, I am Kevin Keegan. I have two school-related topics tonight. One is the proposed board resource officer and the other is a few reminders from Malibu. First, in an ironic turn of events, during the last SMMUSD Board of Education meeting, the Santa Monica District leadership expressed an interest in hiring a board resource officer to provide personal security for board members, similar to a school resource officer parents, teachers, and students needed for years. Just as Santa Monica District leadership forced Malibu schools to find funding for a school resource officer outside of the school district budget, I ask that the Santa Monica District leadership apply that same standard while seeking a board resource officer for yourselves. Based on experience, we wish you luck with that difficult independent funding endeavor. Second, in terms of reminders to the SMMUSD board from here in Malibu, one reminder is Malibu will appreciate an update on fast-tracking the special fire rebuild school permit we have requested. Another reminder is Malibu will appreciate it if the SMMUSD board can show some interest in helping a Malibu school achieve the California honor roll while you tout the Santa Monica schools that earn that achievement. Malibu will appreciate it if the SMMUSD board could put some thought into how to give Malibu students the same experience Santa Monica students have through the Sister City Student Exchange Program. Malibu will appreciate if the Santa Monica District leadership will cease to wage your fear-based campaign against Malibu teachers. Lastly, tonight, here in Malibu, we ask again for a formal apology for the inaccurate public statement the Santa Monica team issued to the national press on June 3rd, 2025. That inaccurate public statement unleashed a media frenzy on our campuses during final exam week. In summary, please seek independent funding for your board resource officer, follow up on Malibu's request for equitable treatment for our schools and students, and please apologize for the SMMUSD PR machine public communications blast made with inaccurate information on June 3rd, 2025. Thank you.
We have 3 speakers online. So I just want to make sure, speaking to all of you, Kian Schulman, Ann Russell Shergut, and Joe Drummond, if you're signed in under any other name, please let us know. Otherwise, Sarah, if you could look for those 3 people, that's the order in which they signed up.
I don't see Kian, but I do see Ann.
Okay, let's start with her.
Hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
My name is Ann Russell Shergott. I'm the parent of students at Malibu High School and a neighbor on Morning View Drive. I'm speaking about herbicide application on the MHS campus. On Thursday mornings, a Pierre landscaping crew parks in the Malibu High drop-off circle along the top of the creek, which borders the western edge of campus. The crew performs work, including spraying plants with bright pink liquid. Last Thursday, I was paused in the drop-off line and observed how close the spraying was to cars, kids, and employees who were present. I observed the spray being administered at the top of the slope over the Isha Creek area that moves down through the residential yards and out to the ocean. We have since learned from the district that the contract with Pierre Landscaping is in place to maintain the vendor warranty for new plantings on campus. The substance applied is reportedly Phenale XL, a non-discriminating herbicide being used in lieu of glyphosate. The Phenale XL safety sheet lists acute toxicity to any aquatic environment, including plants and aquatic animals. Elsewhere online, safety notes mention the importance of restricting access of people or pets to phenolic-treated areas for at least 24 hours after applications. My questions are, why was this decision made to use an herbicide on campus? And what happens if we do not use herbicides on campus? The Malibu High campus is a monument to our working together to eradicate sick buildings and sick soil and grounds. It's a proud achievement made more so by the green initiative of a state-of-the-art water reclamation system. It is a closed system. What expert is available to advise us about this recirculating technology and potential for trapped toxic substances like herbicides, collecting in ground and irrigation water to accumulate in the cisterns and affect human health? A broader note. Contracts for Malibu are being negotiated and signed outside of Malibu and without stakeholders at the table. Our leaders in Malibu have the knowledge, the intellect, and the willingness to participate and negotiate outcomes and solutions that satisfy all necessary broad goals and regulations, and that are informed by and meet unique needs of Malibu. We have a right to agency. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you see Joe Drummond? Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
I really appreciated the beautiful presentation by the principal of Webster. I had signed up to speak for that item but wasn't called. But her talk reminded me of why Webster has always held a special place in our community. There's something luminous about that school. It's always felt like a fluffy cloud of happiness in Malibu, soft around the edges, full of warmth, laughter, and a deep respect for the environment. It reflects Malibu's values, close to nature, committed to excellence, and invested in the well-being of our children. As we look to the future, it's essential that our schools, especially Webster, remain environmentally safe. We need to make sure all toxins are properly tested and addressed so our kids and teachers can thrive in healthy, environmentally friendly schools. And just as important, herbicides should never be used on our school campuses. Malibu families have been clear about this for years, and locally governed Malibu district would ensure that never happens again. Webster has always set the standard for this kind of care, and we can't let it slip. My youngest, Thomas, went to Webster 11 years ago, and our family still remembers how deeply the teaching inspired him. The math program was exceptional and gave him the foundation that carried him into engineering, where he's studying at Cal Poly Pomona right now. My girls never found the same strength at Marquez back when we lived in the Palisades, where algebra was always a struggle. That strength, that care is what defines Malibu schools and why we deserve the protection and investment. Our community has shown again and again how much we care. Malibu parents and residents supported a $395 million school improvement bond because we believe in giving our kids the very best in education and in facilities. That's why we stood together to ensure our students have a proper Olympic-sized 50-meter pool instead of the smaller version Santa Monica had tried to push through. We care deeply and we will keep showing up for our children. As former Arts Angels president, I can also say how extraordinarily talented our kids are and how remarkable Malibu school theater programs continue to be, and the music. We're so excited about the new state-of-the-art performing arts center that the school is that our kids finally deserve, and is a space worthy of their creativity and excellence. So please listen to our superintendent. Let's be mutually kind to one another, and please let Malibu go. Over the decades, our city has contributed more than 30% of the district's budget while representing only 10% of the student population. We've been generous partners, proud to support all children, but now it's time to move forward with fairness and respect to let families care for Malibu students in a way that reflects unique community, our wildland and urban interface, our frequent power outages, and the realities of life here. Malibu is ready to stand on its own with love, care, and the same spirit of excellence that has always defined who we are. Thank you.
Sarah, have you located Keon, or if not, that concludes the public comments.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is this Keon?
Members and staff. I'm Keon Schulman, Director of Poison Free Malibu, a registered nurse with a master's degree in nursing administration. Since 2016, Malibu has been pesticide-free under its earth-friendly management policy, recognizing our unique environmentally sensitive location between the ocean and the Santa Monica Mountains. No chemical pesticides are used on city property. As a request of Poison Free Malibu, the City Council, and former board member Craig Foster, the district agreed to align with this policy and end pesticide use on Malibu campuses. Back then, Malibu High was in very poor condition. Open dumpsters, breeding and feeding the rodent population. Unsealed buildings allowed for rodent access. The poison boxes were everywhere, harming wildlife, while glyphosate was sprayed for weeds. After multiple discussions with Carrie Upton and staff, an agreement was reached to stop using pesticides in Malibu. This was reaffirmed in 2021 by Terrence Vanderbilt, who wrote, quote, "As part of our agreement with the city of Malibu, we don't use any pesticides in any of our campuses in Malibu," end quote. So I ask, why has the district gone back on that commitment? Since then, the California Coastal Commission approved a local coastal program amendment restricting pesticides, and the Malibu City Council implemented it on July 2023, requiring a coastal development permit for any outdoor pesticide use. Medical research is clear. Chemical pesticides around children are linked to neurological and developmental delays, ADHD, autism, hormonal disruption, asthma, birth defects, and cancers like leukemia and brain tumors. Nearby, Las Virgenes Unified, Oak Park Unified, Pepperdine, and the city of Ojai have adopted pesticide-free policies. There are great resources for alternatives from many organizations, including Beyond Pesticides, Northwestern Center for Alternative to Pesticides, Organic Land Management, and Rewild Your Campus. We all love Malibu and want to protect our children, wildlife, and ecosystem. We are not asking for the impossible, just that the district uphold its word and join the growing movement towards a safe, pesticide-free future. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the public hearing, the public comments.
Thank you, Lori, thank you, everyone. I'm sorry, hold on.
I don't know why they couldn't find you, because they did find you. So I have no idea what happened.
I think as a member of the Unification Subcommittee, I'd just like to say that since Dr. Shelton forgot to say this in his report, I'm just going to say to those of you who are here or who are listening and to the board, the city of Malibu and the school district, SMMUSD, are working on a joint communication which should be out soon and which also will identify the next steps and hopefully dates in both communities when we will all consider the unification documents.
Okay, well, we're not putting any
Yeah, but I don't want to give anybody misinformation, and so that's the only reason.
And the two committees are going to do it together, that's, yeah, okay. My understanding. Okay, so that was what part of our board member items. Does anybody else have any other board member items? Or board member comments?
Yeah,
yes.
I had a comment. I know permit issues have come up the last couple of times, and please, district staff, correct me, but I believe there is not a need for fire permits because the current permit process we have accommodates that. So for people who have been displaced by the fire, there should not be an issue. If there is an issue, directly with your schools and with Frank Dusan and Isaac can help, but there is already a process in place. And if that's unclear, please reach out. We want people to understand how to stay, and we want people to stay. Do you have any corrections for me?
No, I don't. You are correct. If you are already in our schools, you have a right to be in our schools, and we will streamline any process that's in place. And I know someone reached out to me, and Dr. Dusan was made aware of it. We also have new office staff, and sometimes there's a a lack of knowledge of some things as information is shared, but as soon as, for one particular case, the front office had communicated one thing at the school because they were new. They contacted and got in contact with, I think, was me and Isaac, and Dr. Dusan immediately took care of it. So if there is a concern, they should contact Dr. Dusan's office if something is not going like it should be going.
And that gives us good feedback, so everybody's getting the same information. We don't necessarily all have the same experience, so that when we can share that, we can smooth the path. Because there is a path, we do want to retain people, and if there's an issue, we want to. So, thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, future agenda items and adjournment. All in favor? Say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.